getting back to it. Welcome back. We're back from the break. And when we last left off, we were finding out the situation that Soren was in, which was one of excruciating pain when you woke up, but you found yourself to be in the company of what appears to be a gladiatorial arena, best you can tell. And through some dialogue back and forth with some very rough and tumble looking individuals, you were given the option of taking the right bend or the wing. And with that, you were brought to another chamber that, after some kind of mysticism and what appears to be no more practical medical aid, you've been given time to rest, recuperate, and you will be summoned when the rite is to take place. In this time, you guys have been traveling. I'm going to need you, if you're taking the lead, to give me 2 survival checks to make sure that you're kind of staying on course.
First one is a 19.
Okay.
Second one's a 4.
4? Okay. You guys are getting closer, and with the map, you're kind of you're headed in the same direction. Like, you're kind of double checking every couple of minutes or so, making sure that you're not like doubling back or going off course. Getting closer now that we've traveled. You guys have been traveling for about 5 hours now, and it's getting to be much later in the day. You've kind of had to get a little bit of a zigzag to kind of follow the lines of the dunes, as well as kind of no storms like the one that you had initially gone into, but you see like the occasional dervish kind of spinning up and kind of having to get away from it, as well as in the distance those so familiar lightning strikes kind of hitting. As you get to where you think the area is, the light, it's still far from being sundown, but it's getting later in the evening. So best guess, you're kind of in the area of where you think they might have fallen.
I'm going to bring out my rifle. I'm going to use the scope to kind of look around.
Okay, go ahead and give me a perception check.
$15.
15? As you're scanning the horizon line, kind of looking across all the dunes, things like that, you see you haven't run into any wildlife on your travels, really. You saw the occasional kind of flying creature, but it was off in the distance. And as you're scanning around, you see what appears to be 2 flying birds kind of on the side of a dune. They seem to be kind of in close kind of proximity to each other. They seem to be kind of moving back and forth, kind of like fighting. Looks like they might be fighting over something.
Well, that way there's some activity. I don't know if you want to go check that out.
What's that over there? Hey, get it! Come on.
I'll fire a shot at him.
Okay.
Let's get him.
Give me just a quick, attack, just to see if it's in like the immediate area.
Oh.
That's a nat 20.
Okay. Yeah. If you were wanting
27.
were you wanting to hit one of them?
If I
Triple kill.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the damage on it.
Okay, I need the. It's a D10.
Yep, that's a 10. Jesus.
8.
8. You see one of them. Well, I guess, is it a laser rifle? I can't remember. Whatever. Anyways, you shoot, and the beam cuts through the neck of one of the things. You see, I mean, this was probably about 250 feet away. You see the head, like, you see one of the things kind of, and the other one kind of, it's like, seems to like take flight.
Congratulations on your possible murder, but that was a good shot.
Thanks.
I can't tell what it is.
Let's go check it out.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys
Shoot
head
first.
over.
Ask questions later.
That's me.
So you guys head over to where you had shot the creature, and as you're kind of coming, like there's no like kind of close dune, so you have to kind of cross down, like very kind of gingerly, kind of like treading down the side of this dune because it's rolled down into that big, like kind of divot area between the two. You see this scaly, like it's like part scales, part feathers. Kind of looks like a mix between like a scales of like say an iguana with like the kind of features of like a vulture, sort of. It looks like it's definitely something that's purposely kind of built for the desert because it's very as you kind of like are.
Yeah, can I do like a physical science or something on it?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a life science or physical science.
Physical.
Yep.
Probably not. 8.
8. You're not sure what this is, but it seems to be some sort of scavenger because you can see kind of in its talons there's like slight kind of like bits of sinew, and you can see just looking up that the whatever remains possibly of its head probably like flew off on the opposite side because that one is now like kind of circling above you, but at kind of like about a.
They look similar?
Yeah,
The dead one and the.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a picture, if I can, or a snapshot of that, because I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm going to bring it back to Nemo, see if we can run it through a database. And I mean,
Okay.
we're on a mission to find extraordinary creatures, aren't we?
So you go ahead and you take a picture of it, and you, Ted, as he's doing this, what are you doing?
I'm just looking around the immediate area, like on the ground, of what they might have been fighting over, or what is around here that dragged these in the first
They were
place.
kind of fighting at the top of a dune, so you go up.
Yep.
To where that is. Okay. As you kind of climb up there, go ahead and give me a perception check.
24.
24.
Yep.
You gingerly walking up. You can hear the kind of very deep steps of like Buzz. He's not light on his feet, so like he's really sinking into the sand kind of. So he's like trailing behind you a little bit.
I would still be on top of him probably.
Oh, okay. Well, then in that case, it's very slow going. It's going up the dune itself. Getting to the top, as he's kind of cresting the top of it,
My butt's getting sore.
you see kind of the like half shredded remains of like probably the head of that creature, and it looks like it's based on kind of what's not destroyed on its face. It looks like it has like 2 sets of eyes. Like there's like 4 beady eyes, and like the one side it looks like it's got kind of very jagged teeth, but it's got a beak as well. So it's very very kind of like slapdash looking sort of like ugly creature. And as you crest over the top, you see kind of looking to the opposite side of the dune, you see what they've fighting for or fighting over is kind of like started kind of drifting down and kind of settled at the bottom, and it looks to be like some sort of piece of clothing.
So it wasn't murder, it was hunting.
He goes down and see what the piece of clothing is. Check it out.
All right.
Do I see him anymore?
No, you see kind of as you kind of like taking enough pictures that you think you're good. You see him
Neat.
kind of cresting over the top of the dune that is where you had taken a shot from or taken a shot at. And as you get down further, piece of clothing looks really familiar. It looks like it's as you get a lot closer, it seems to be the torn remains of some sort of hat. Looks like it's ripped in half and has kind of like one hole in the one side
Is it
at the top.
Do I hear him?
If you say it loud enough, sure.
I mean, I kind of called back, but
Yeah.
Okay.
if you-
Yeah, 1 minute.
I'll come to you. I'll come to you.
Okay.
I have Buzz pick it up and just walk it back over to where closer to Zix is.
Okay.
Take a look at this.
And I Buzz hold it up and
Were one of those things wearing a hat when you shot it?
No.
I couldn't see that far.
They weren't.
You sure? Maybe a hood?
No.
Okay. So they weren't wearing a hat. What else in the desert would be wearing a hat? Because it's what it looks like to me.
It's pretty torn up, but yeah, it kind of looks like a hat. Do I see any tracks?
Looking around, give me a perception check.
Looking for tracks. Looking for tracks.
oh, this one's 20.
Was it? What's this now?
6.
Perception. It's a 13.
The wind has kind of died down to like a very modest, like 20 miles an hour from like, howling before. Unfortunately, it seems like if there's any tracks to be found, the only ones that you see are the ones behind that are probably not going to be there very long. So you got the kind of part of the hat, and it's looks like probably like the torn remains of like some sort of like flat brimmed hat. You're kind of like looking at the top, flip it over. What's on it? You see like something kind of written at the top.
Take a closer look at it.
Property of like SK.
Is there something in there?
Was Shendo wearing a hat at any point? Shendo Ken. No, that's not right. Well, she's been lying to us.
The SK kind of meets where the edge that's torn is.
Maybe you can make more sense of it.
Ted, I think this is Skada's hat.
Well, that's not right.
I know. I've never seen him without this hat.
Yeah, so he's got to be out here somewhere.
You can kind of, buzz from kind of underneath where you're at, looking at it. That is definitely his hat.
Well,
He would know too.
And he kind of, turns it a little bit more, and you can see what appears to be some very, as now it's like catching the light, where you couldn't see it really before in like the half light. You see that the kind of the entire inside, outside of that one part, kind of where you can see the name, is just completely coated in red.
maybe he got in a fight. He had to kill somebody and he
Well, we
lost
know
his hat in
that
the process.
can't be too far away. We could look a little bit longer.
Look a little bit.
And I'm just looking around like,
The sun's already going down. It's either go back now or go back later, but we've already taken enough time. There's a good chance they're already gone.
Do you want to find a place to rest up, or do you just want to head back?
Well, I'd say that our chances are... I think desert, not the best option, but desert could work out for us.
Do you want to head back then?
I was being sarcastic. I'm sorry, Zinix. I'm a little stressed out right now.
That's all right. Well, this is...
Zinix, I mean, he doesn't know where his hat is, Zinix. We gotta get his hat back to him. He's gonna be really pissed if this thing is... He doesn't have another backup.
Really? He doesn't?
I mean, he just got this one.
Oh. I know he has a disguise kit.
A disguise is a disguise, but to this man, a hat is something almost entirely different.
Well, this is some news. It might be bad, might be good. Who knows?
We'll test the waters. We'll see if he has a hat on his head. He probably won't be so mad about it. But if he's missing a hat when we meet him, he's probably gonna Has
Well, the hat has a lot of dried red water in it. So that's bad sign for me. I'm
yeah, like
I know I'm a
like I said,
doctor.
he might have been in a fight. He probably somebody was tussling with him and they grabbed his hat and he had to blow him away. It got all the blood on it.
So you're thinking this is not his blood?
I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not either. I hope that's somebody else's blood.
We'll see how many people he killed when we meet him. We'll ask him.
Well, I hope he finds us if we're heading back.
Yeah, just keep an eye out. Maybe he's got to be a little harsh with the sun with no hat.
Right. Do we see
Oh,
anywhere?
and Soren too.
Of course, Soren. Do I see any place where maybe there'd be some shelter for people around here?
Go ahead and give me a perception check. As the sun's starting to get a little bit lower now, as you guys have gotten closer to dusk.
17.
17. This late in the day, there's still kind of the mirage-like heat lines that seem to kind of obscure the horizon just a little bit. Seems like maybe there's some sort of rock formation to the north. I'm not sure how far away it is, but it's kind of from the way you guys came was like a northeast to kind of southwest direction. That's the kind of path you've taken. This is not along the same route. It seems like it's actually, quite a distance away off of the path you took.
There's probably some bet there's some life in that distant rock formation.
And you kind of like look over there, and it's really far out. Like you're thinking, that's a long walk.
It's the only place that's close enough to where we are now and where we found his hat that maybe there's some life out there.
Yeah. Skadow's not much one for rocks. I don't think he'd be caught dead in a place like that.
Yeah. I didn't know that about him. I mean,
Yeah, he's never been much of a rock guy. He's more of a like dirt
oh, okay.
kind of guy.
He seemed well put
Dirt
together.
grass.
He didn't seem too dirty when I met him.
He just has an affinity for the dirt. He doesn't carry it with him.
Okay, that's odd.
But I mean, maybe we missed him. Maybe we were going one way, they were coming the other way. We just missed them on the way. Maybe they're at the train.
Yeah, I doubt that. Probably would have saw him.
We can't do too much more out here unless we want to end up like that thing.
Yeah, let's hope there's not another me out there shooting at us.
I think we're okay.
Yeah, me too.
Well, maybe if we get to the Hive Market, we can form a more formal search party and have a bit more resources at hand.
I'd say that's a good idea.
Get a vehicle or something. Go look for them.
Yeah, kind of figure out what all is around here. Maybe like look up the local wildlife, look up the terrain, some outposts, some settlements, who knows?
Finding nobody is better than finding a dead body. Am I right?
If you say so.
I mean, seems logical to me. If he's
guess.
not dead here, he could be alive somewhere else. So,
That's a good outlook.
simple logic, my friend. I
Let's
don't think
hope-
Soren would see it that way, but
Yeah, who knows what he thinks.
on the road again.
We turn around and reverse montage.
Head back the way you guys came.
Yeah.
Nothing yet. Nothing
So-
yet.
Oh, God. No. So, you take the lead again?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and make three survival checks as you head back. At this point, transitioning, as you guys were heading back through nighttime.
Mhm.
So, what was your first one?
15.
15. Okay.
15.
Second one is an 8.
Okay. The third one?
Is 17.
17? Okay. All right. So since you've been tracking the route you guys have taken, it seems even with the kind of it slows your pace down, being nighttime when you guys start transitioning into that. But it does look like you guys are on the right track.
This looks familiar.
As
I
you're
recognize that sand.
as you're heading back, you get a message on your wrist communicator. Just him, not you.
I'll look at it.
It's from Buzz. It just says, "That's definitely not someone else's phone."
I'll just keep that to myself. I can't speak telepathy with him, I don't think, so
No.
Text messenger.
I'll just be like 1010111100, and basically I'm very well aware that that's probably Skadaw's blood. His caked winky face. No, no winky face, but just like
Tongue face, the P, colon P.
So,
I've had a colon P before.
Wow.
you guys make your way back,
Was it diarrhea?
and going back now to you, Soren.
Yo.
You've had probably, a very uncomfortable on this rock slide. You due to sheer exhaustion, you were able to find, sleep. But under any other circumstances, probably not. But as it kind of, when you seem to finally find some sort of, at least ease, you're abruptly brought back to consciousness as the shearing kind of shakes you awake, and you see the Vesk who's standing behind you. It's time. And you head out, and he's as he's kind of walking out, you can see now the hallway is like much darker, but there's like a very occasional sconces with very primitive torches, like just long pieces of wood with flames coming.
Wood.
The hallway as you head past. As you get to the very near the end, he grabs one of them out of the holders and heads out into the area that you were at before. You walk out, and you see now the area is past sundown, but there are several large sconces up on the platform areas with flames just roaring out. Large braziers that were there before, but they weren't being used at the time. And you see now probably the majority of the people that were watching you before are up in those stands. And as you're walking out, you see them actually, one of the other Shabbads is carrying what appears to be a large Vesk, who is, majority of their torso seems to be cleaved open and he's just bleeding out heavily. And they throw the person into the pit below.
Come to the pit.
And as you step forward, the Vesk stops you and points to one of the nearby kind of half knocked over walls, and you see this long staff and a set of that hide armor that you saw before, and kind of motions Dawn this.
I don the armor.
Dawn, 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 dawn.
let me see that dog.
No, we see that don.
That Dawn
Dom's like a truck.
So, so you have, as you put it on, Defects hide armor, and as you pick up the staff, you recognize it as a flame Dashko. Basically, what this is, as you kind of heft it after you put on your armor, you find the activation switch. It's in the grip, and as you grip both of them at once, immediately 3 beams of like hot plasma seem to kind of break out. Yep, that exact one. And you see,
Yes.
there's a kind of intense heat sort of like coming from
It's like a flaming
the
toothbrush.
edge of it. And the best motions for you to
That's how
step
Superman brushes his teeth.
closer to the middle of the area.
I do as I'm requested.
Okay.
Requested.
As you step forward,
No one orders
you
me
see
around.
on the opposite side that same Shabbat as before is now kind of sitting there, and more people join in.
I want to get wrapped up in it and kind of tap my toe along with it.
And there's a very heavy cacophonous kind of echoing in this arena as the sound kind of reaches a very large and loud apex, and all of a sudden, in unison, they all stop. The sound quickly kind of reverberates out. Man, come on! Why you gotta kill it? You're just killing the mood.
Let's get ready
I don't know,
to
man.
ride.
So the Shabbat that is seated that was in that same spot steps up and now walks to the edge where they previously jumped down and looks down. You have elected to take the right of honor ordering. If the Demoritosh finds you worthy, you will survive and become one of the Orlawid.
What?
The Orlawid.
Orlowid?
Orlawid.
Orlowid.
A what?
You have no idea what it is. It sounds like it's a language different.
Huh?
He
than
came
what
the
you
thing
know.
next to his ears. He's like, okay,
What?
This thing burned off my cochlear.
And with one final, the pit seems to give off a kind of like a reverberating kind of sound.
Okay.
As you see the very top of what appears to be a large, very large steel container rise up on what appears to be some sort of like grav platform. It seems to be probably about 20 feet long and about 10 to 15 feet
Fucking
wide.
Akata.
You see as it reaches the top,
Oh,
it shakes, and you hear a very low guttural.
Oh.
You see the front end of it now, and it like meets the edge of the pit, and walking out, you see this large, really big, four-legged creature with horns and spines all across its body. You see what appears to be 2 large, almost kind of set in its back, for lack of a better word, further arms, and its very jagged teeth kind of protruding out of its maw, which now as it kind of lumbers out, kind of like, and it has its 4 set of eyes kind of all like switching around. The light in the arena is dim, but you're still able to kind of see these details. And you see now as it kind of turns and looks straight at you. And you just see this very large figure kind of like rear up a little bit, and it just lets out just incredibly loud, and it like pushes some of the sand up in your direction. And we will end right there, as the next session you're going to be fighting.
Cool.